If you are here, then probably because at some point you felt that something was not right with someone in your environment. Today I am talking about something really important, something that can change the way you deal with others. Here are 10 signs that someone is fake. Believe me, fake people are everywhere, and often they disguise themselves so well that you don't even notice it. If you don't recognize these signs, you can quickly find yourself surrounded by people who harm you. It's terrible when someone manipulates you and takes away your inner peace without you even realizing it. Don't let this happen to you. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to share with you is something you need to know. Don't ignore it. You could regret it. So stay tuned, because it can be the difference between a fake person who ruins your life and you who keeps control over your relationships. Are you ready? Let's start. Sign number 1, they only come to you when they need something. This is one of the clearest signs that someone is fake. If someone only seeks you out when they want something from you, whether it's a favor, advice, money, or simply your time, then they are not treating you as a real friend, but as a tool to achieve their own goals. Such people don't really care about your well-being, your problems, or your feelings. As soon as you need support yourself, they disappear. True friendship doesn't work like that. It's always a give and take. Both sides support each other without hidden intentions or selfish motives. The worst part is, fake people exploit you so subtly that at first you barely notice it. They can appear charming or generous, but in the background there is always the expectation that you will give something back. It's a one-sided relationship. You give, they take. Often you even feel guilty when you can't help once, because inside you've been conditioned to always give. But that's unhealthy. No one should have to feel like a resource. If you feel that someone only shows up when they need something, you should ask yourself if this relationship is really worth it. True relationships are based on respect and mutual care. This is not about being selfish, but about protecting yourself. You must learn to set boundaries. This is not selfish, but necessary to preserve your time, your energy, and your mental balance. A real friendship lives from balance. Sometimes you give, sometimes you receive. If this balance is missing and you are only being used, that is a clear warning signal. Don't let yourself be deceived by nice words or small gestures. You deserve real relationships without manipulation, in which both people are honestly there for each other. Sign number 2, they always tell you only what you want to hear. This is one of the most insidious traits of fake people. Honest friends don't always tell you only what sounds pleasant. Sometimes they also share things with you that are hard to hear. But they do it with good intentions because they want you to grow. Fake people, on the other hand, avoid conflict or rejection at all costs. They just agree with you, even if it's not good for you. If someone always tells you only what you want to hear, honesty is missing, and that makes it hard to trust them. Real people are not afraid to tell you their opinion, even if it's uncomfortable. Fake people, however, prefer to stay on the surface. They act as if everything is fine, even when it's not. That creates a false harmony that in the end is only an illusion, because behind this behavior there is no real support, but manipulation. The worst part is that over time, you can lose the ability to see reality as it really is. If you are constantly told only what you want to hear, you eventually start to believe that everything is under control, even when it isn't. Such people don't challenge you, don't push you to grow or think deeper. Instead, they just confirm your narrow view, feed your insecurities, and prevent you from facing the real problems. This behavior shows above all one thing: the relationship lacks authenticity. If someone always tells you only what you want to hear, they don't really care about you. They want to please you to pursue their own interests instead of building a relationship based on honesty and respect. Outwardly, it may seem like they are nice and considerate, but in truth, they are just putting on a mask. They care more about maintaining a good image of themselves than giving you honest advice or real support. At first, it may seem harmless or even friendly, but in the long run, it is very damaging. Someone who always tells you only what you want to hear avoids conflict and discomfort, and does so at the expense of your well-being. They just go along with everything you expect instead of challenging you and opening up a broader perspective. This can lead you to make wrong decisions or take paths that are not good for you. Just because kind words lull you into a sense of security doesn't mean they are honest. It is crucial to learn when someone really supports you and when they are just appeasing you. Quality relationships, whether friendships or partnerships, are based on honesty. It may be pleasant to always hear what you want to hear, but it is not always the best for you. True friendship challenges you, gives you things to think about, and helps you grow. If someone just tells you what you want to hear, they are not contributing to your growth. That's why you should ask yourself, do these people really enrich your life, or are they just feeding your ego and insecurities? The truth is the greatest gift someone can give you. Don't settle for lies disguised as compliments. Seek honesty, even if it is sometimes uncomfortable. Only then can you surround yourself with people who really lead you to a better and more authentic future. Sign number 3. They are only nice when you are around. One of the clearest signs of fake people is their contradictory behavior. They act friendly, warm, and attentive as long as you are present, but as soon as you leave, their behavior changes. They speak badly about you, ignore you, or look for every opportunity to put you down. Their friendliness is not real, but just a facade. They want to maintain a certain image as long as they can control the situation. But as soon as no one is watching, the mask falls. That shows deep superficiality and lack of respect. Real people are consistent. They treat you with kindness and respect, whether you are present or not. Fake friendliness, on the other hand, is shown exactly in this difference between public and private behavior. The difficult part is that it often takes a long time to recognize this pattern. At first they seem really charming and caring, but if you look closely, you notice that their support is only an act. Such people create a toxic atmosphere because you can never be sure whether their intentions are real. What hurts most, deep down you feel that they don't give you real love or support, but use their niceness only as a tool to get what they want. Sign number 4. They change their attitude depending on who they are with. Another strong sign of fakeness is the constant adjustment to the environment. These people don't have a stable personality, but behave like chameleons. In one environment they seem friendly and helpful, in another suddenly distant, critical, or cold. That does not show social competence, but lack of authenticity. They play roles they think are necessary to get recognition instead of showing their true self. This creates behavior that may appear charming outwardly, but in reality is just calculation. Someone who constantly changes their behavior depending on the company is in truth only seeking approval and adapting without ever being real. Sooner or later you recognize the patterns. You see that they are friendly with you, but with others they wear a completely different mask. This inconsistent behavior is a clear sign that their affection is not sincere. Relationships based on such acting have no value because they are not based on honesty, but on adaptation and manipulation. They are not really interested in building a genuine connection with you, but rather in presenting themselves in such a way that you like them or that they can get something from you. This attitude is particularly harmful in personal relationships because it creates an atmosphere of distrust. If someone behaves with you in one way but acts completely differently with others, you inevitably begin to wonder who they really are. This inconsistency makes it impossible to recognize the true personality and causes great emotional insecurity. This leads you to live in constant uncertainty, never knowing whether this person is being authentic or just playing a role to please you. The damage such people cause in your life runs much deeper than it first appears. Everyone desires relationships based on honesty and genuineness. But when you meet someone who changes their behavior depending on the environment, you begin to feel that what you are experiencing is not a real relationship. Everything seems confusing, and you feel as though you are constantly walking on thin ice. This emotional imbalance destroys trust and eventually even makes you doubt your own judgment. If someone constantly changes their behavior depending on who they are with, it is clear that they are not genuine. Truly authentic people do not need to pretend. They remain true to themselves no matter the situation. That is why, for trustworthy relationships, you should surround yourself with people whose behavior is consistent and reflects who they truly are. Sign number 5. They speak badly about you behind your back while smiling to your face. This is one of the most obvious signs of falseness. If someone criticizes you in your absence but acts friendly toward you, they are showing hypocrisy and a lack of sincerity. Such people lack the courage to share their true thoughts or feelings directly with you. Instead, they hide behind a fake smile while speaking ill of you behind your back. The problem is not only the betrayal of trust, but also dishonesty. Instead of addressing conflicts directly, they resort to false politeness. They act as though they value you, but as soon as you leave the room, they speak very differently about you. This behavior destroys trust and creates a toxic environment in which you no longer know whom you can trust. What is particularly hurtful is that these people are often very skilled at hiding their true intentions. They can compliment you and make you feel close to them, yet in your absence, they make disrespectful or mean remarks. This inconsistency can leave you deeply unsettled, as you do not understand why the same person acts so differently. You often recognize such behavior from what others whisper to you or from comments that don't fit the picture. When the discrepancy between what someone says to your face and what they say behind your back is large, you are dealing with a false person. Real relationships require honesty, not only when you are present, but at all times. Sign number 6. They never apologize, even when they know they are wrong. This is one of the clearest signs of inauthenticity. If someone is unable to admit mistakes and say, "I'm sorry," it shows not only a lack of humility, but also emotional immaturity and irresponsibility. People who never apologize show that the relationship is not important enough for them to reflect on their actions and make amends. Instead of taking responsibility, they justify their behavior or simply ignore it. This not only hurts, but also reveals an inflated ego. For such people, their pride matters more than the relationship or the other person's feelings. By refusing to ask for forgiveness, they show that they cannot put themselves in the other person's position. A fundamental requirement of genuine, respectful relationships. Some even use the lack of apology as a manipulation tactic. They do not want to appear vulnerable, but want to maintain power and control. In the long run, however, this behavior destroys trust and leaves emotional wounds. A sincere apology is never a sign of weakness, but of strength. It means taking responsibility and showing genuine respect. Those who refuse to admit mistakes build a wall of pride that prevents closeness and trust. And if you notice that someone keeps hurting you without ever showing remorse, you should seriously consider whether this relationship is truly good for you. People who can never say, "I'm sorry," clearly show you that your well-being is not really important to them. Sign number 7. They don't celebrate your successes but expect you to celebrate theirs. An inauthentic person rarely rejoices in the successes of others, especially when it comes to someone close, a friend, partner, or colleague. Perhaps you've experienced it yourself. You achieve an important goal, whether professional, personal, or academic, but the false person doesn't even acknowledge it, doesn't congratulate you, and doesn't share your joy. At the same time, they expect you to enthusiastically celebrate their own successes. This is a clear sign that they do not really care about your well-being or your achievements. This behavior shows a selfish attitude in which everything revolves around them. Such people crave recognition and admiration, but are not willing to give the same in return. They are so preoccupied with their own image and the need to be the center of attention that they cannot feel genuine joy for the achievements of others. Instead of being proud of you, they feel threatened or jealous because your successes might reduce their attention. When someone does not value your successes, it shows not only selfishness, but also a lack of empathy. True friendship means giving and taking, mutual support, and genuine joy in the other's progress. If a person is only interested in their own victories and ignores yours, it is a clear sign that they do not appreciate you as they should. It is especially painful when you have celebrated their successes for a long time, only to realize that they completely ignore yours. This creates an unbalanced relationship in which support flows only one way. In the end, you feel abandoned, as though your efforts mean nothing. Often, jealousy lies behind this behavior, masked by indifference. If someone only drains your energy without giving anything back, a toxic cycle arises. You are forced into the role of always giving, while your own successes remain invisible. But true relationships are based on both sides, uplifting each other and growing together. People who do not appreciate your progress are not worth keeping in your life. Sign number 8. They feel uncomfortable when you share something personal. False people can hardly deal with genuine vulnerability, especially with deep, honest emotions. Perhaps you've noticed that whenever you share something personal, they become restless, change the subject, or withdraw. This is a clear sign that they are not really interested in your well-being. This discomfort has less to do with insecurity and more to do with a lack of empathy and the inability to truly engage with you emotionally. Authentic people know that emotions are the core of every genuine relationship. They create space where you can open up without fear of being devalued. False people, on the other hand, avoid this closeness. Emotional depth makes them uneasy because they are not ready to stand by someone who is going through a difficult time. This is reflected in their behavior. They seem evasive, belittle your feelings, with phrases like, "It's not that bad," or "It will pass." Or they pretend to listen but shut down internally right away. Even worse, they may make you feel guilty for opening up. In doing so, they manipulate you so that in the future you no longer dare to speak honestly about your feelings. True friendship means empathy and understanding. Someone who truly cares about you will not shy away from your feelings, no matter how uncomfortable they may be. But if someone feels uneasy about your emotions, it only shows that they are not ready to build a real and deeper connection with you. They want to stay on the surface without responsibility or compassion. If you notice that someone cannot accept your vulnerability, it means they are not investing in the relationship, but only maintaining a superficial facade. Relationships in which your feelings have no place are not healthy. They leave you alone and misunderstood. It is important to understand that sharing our feelings is not a weakness, but a step toward more authenticity and closeness in our relationships. If someone reacts negatively to this, it is a clear sign that they lack the ability or the desire to build a healthy, equal relationship. If emotional connection matters to you, you should surround yourself with people who are there for you not only in good times, but also when things get tough. You should neither accept nor ignore a false person's discomfort with your feelings. Your emotional well-being is crucial, and if someone is not by your side when you are vulnerable, it is time to move on. Real people are not afraid of vulnerability. They even welcome it, because they know that sharing feelings creates genuine, strong bonds. False people, on the other hand, their promises are nothing more than empty words. Empty promises are one of the most common tools of insincere people. They tell you exactly what you want to hear, but when it comes to following through, they disappear without a trace. This shows a complete lack of commitment. Their words are not based on real intentions, but only on the desire to calm you in the moment. When they don't keep their promises, it is a clear sign that they respect neither your time, nor your expectations, nor your trust. Empty promises are a subtle form of manipulation. They want something from you without giving anything in return. People who constantly make promises and never keep them are playing with you. They give you hope and then leave you disappointed again and again. And although their promises often sound sincere, the repeating pattern shows there is no real intention behind them. These people are masters at creating illusions and taking advantage of your trust. In the end, you are left frustrated and empty, waiting for something that will never happen. The disappointment gnaws at you and weakens the trust you once had. Promises are a form of commitment. When they are broken, only a facade remains, without substance and without foundation. Someone who constantly makes promises but never keeps them shows that they are neither reliable nor honest. In reality, they are telling you, you are not important enough to me. That is why you should ask yourself whether it is really worth trusting such people any longer. True sincerity is shown in actions, not in empty words. Sign number 10. They make you feel like you are the problem. This is one of the most insidious strategies of false people. They always shift the blame onto you. No matter what happens, it is never their fault, always yours. This makes you constantly doubt yourself. They manipulate your perception and make you believe that you are the cause of the problems. False people take no responsibility for their mistakes. Instead, they unload all their anger and frustration onto you. They want you to feel guilty for things that are not your fault. Over time, you start doubting yourself, your judgment, and even your feelings. This is emotional gaslighting. You begin blaming yourself for their bad behavior. The worst part is that while they make you believe you are the problem, they gradually undermine your self-esteem. You always feel like the one who fails no matter what you do. Even if you try to defend yourself, they twist the situation so that in the end, you are the guilty one again. This creates a toxic relationship in which there is never a real solution, because they never take responsibility. Their goal is not to solve problems, but to keep you small. They want you to adapt, change, and meet their expectations. This exhausts you, robs you of your self-confidence, and makes you dependent. If you constantly feel guilty or as if you are walking on eggshells, that is a clear sign you are dealing with someone who is not honest and does not take responsibility. Healthy relationships are based on shared responsibility and real understanding. No one should make you feel guilty for everything. If someone constantly blames you for everything, it is important to set boundaries and create distance. And there you have it, the clear signs that you are dealing with a false person. It is crucial to surround yourself with people who build you up, support you, and let you grow. If some of these points sound familiar, it is time to take an honest look and protect your inner peace. Remember, you deserve honest and genuine relationships. If this video helped you, don't forget to leave a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to my channel. You will find more content here that helps you recognize false people and distance yourself from them. Don't let anyone take your peace away. See you in the next video.